Do you want to know the difference between a fix and a patch? You don't? I'll tell you anyways. A patch is more of a temporary solution to a problem. Usually you try to make it look good and sort of functional back again. A fix is a complete permanent solution, usually done right. So patch 2.0 and 2.1 came out. They do fix several things, but what concerns me is how they fixed certain things. In example, we have there education, fixed school buses picking up students at neighboring cities that didn't have school bus stops. I mean, school buses can only pick up kids at school bus stops. Pretty clear. How did these buses pick up kids at a city that didn't have stops? That's my question. It's stuff like this that start to hint that the simulation is not as deep as they promised. Apparently, all the simulation between different cities in the region seem to be more statistical and more by approximation than anything else. It's definitely not using glassbox. So my guess is that there was no simulation going on here. Basically, they were calculating how much space did I have in my schools in one city and how many kids weren't educated on another city, and sort of made a balance, 25-30% go here, and that's it. That doesn't seem right. Here's another thing, another example. We'll give you a better. Where is it? There. Residential tuning. Residential only cities have failure state. I mean, if the simulation actually worked, a residential only city wouldn't be possible. See, and this is hard coding a solution, and the main difference between a simulation game and anything else is that the outcome was simulated. Say, in a first-person shooter, you shoot on the head. The programmer said, well, if it hits on the head, it's insta-kill and you get 1,000 points. That's basically arcade programming, right? Instead, on a simulation, if it was a simulation FPS game, the bullet would have to go through the enemy's head, and you would have to simulate which organs are affected and whether that is a lethal shot or not, depending on what stopped working. Is it the brain? Maybe it's just an eye. No idea. And that would be like a simulation FPS, because you are simulating what happened. Probably we all know that a shot on the head kills you, right? But simulation should be the one defining it on a simulation game, and not just hard coding that headshot is death. That's it. Simulation FPS. I'm gonna register that's a gold mine. In any case, that's not what they're doing in a simulation game. They're just hard coding things that we think that should fail, and just put them as a failure state. The simulation is not doing that. And I say this because I love SimCity. I've been playing SimCity since I was 8. So I am concerned. I am not complaining, and please don't get me wrong. I am pointing out what is going wrong, so Maxis maybe can hear me. Maybe I'm wrong. I can be wrong, but I do think that in a simulation game, everything should be simulated. You shouldn't hard code what's right and what's wrong. The simulation should show you what happens whenever you try something. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. But I'm not going to stop here. I am going to offer a solution to actually many problems that Maxis is having with SimCity, and give them an excuse to have us play online. Now, before you go on me, I don't mean that I agree with always on DRM. What I'm saying is that if I had a real reason to be online, I would accept it. So here's my solution. I call it ghost cities. Basically, each city has a ghost city version of itself. that is way more simple than an actual city. It only has the path for the roads and hourly stats from the past 3 days for traffic, power, sewage, everything. So say 8 a.m. my school buses leave my city to my neighboring city, Clearwater. Glassbox simulates my school bus leaving my city. So if I have traffic problems, that is going to be simulated. We're fine here. The problem is whenever it enters the other city, it doesn't matter right now how that city is made, if it has traffic or not, nothing matters. But in this way, with the ghost cities, my school bus would go into the ghost city, right? And if at 8 a.m. that city has serious traffic issues at certain parts, my school bus would go on a different direction and pick kids in different areas of the cities. And maybe there would be areas in different cities that are unreachable by external vehicles because of the traffic they have, right? So all of a sudden, the infrastructure on other cities affect my infrastructure, right? It's like whenever you dispatch fire truck, or well, they self-dispatch on this SimCity, and and the fire is right around the block, and they can't reach it because of your poorly designed city and the traffic. It's a gridlock; they can't move. Fine, right? It's simulated. That's perfect. The problem is, how come it can't make a block in my city, but it can reach any other city? How does it even manage to leave my city then, right? So all these things don't seem to add up. But if you make my sort of ghost cities model or something better, you can come up with something better, I'm sure. But all of a sudden, all these problems solved. There's no way a residential only city would work because cars would get stuck at the exit and would be sending too much traffic to other cities. It would be impossible for anyone to past 5,000 people. I don't even think that would be even possible. It would all fall on itself. You wouldn't have to program a failure state. It would happen. It would be simulated, and that's what should happen. So who is going to process this school bus going to a ghost city and pick the fastest route, right? And pick kids at school bus stops and so on? Where is all this simulation going to happen? On the server. And that's when online play makes sense. There you go, Maxis. I solved two of your major issues. Why cities work horribly between each other. They're not flawless as you promised. And you get server-side processing, which you promised that there was gonna be also. So I hope this video gave you a different point of view on how patches or fixes are being delivered. I want you, the one that is watching me right now, to think what every fix means, right? Is it a true fix? Are they making the simulation better? Or they are just trying to calm people's complaints and that's it? That is all. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments regarding this, please leave it in the comment section below. And if you want to hear more about SimCity, press the subscribe button. And in any case, I'll see you next time.